widdz here, and in today's video I thought I would show you something different. So I got another striker build for you guys. Well, it is striker, but it is definitely different, and it is a build I actually been enjoying a lot to play recently because it does combine the strengths with the striker, but it also uses talents from tank support builds, so you will be doing good damage, have insanely good survivability and tankiness, making it extremely good to support your teammates in either legendary, countdown or the raid. So we firstly start with striker, but 15% weapon handling is reload speed, accuracy, swap speed and accuracy, 15% rate of fire to shoot the gun faster, and then the 4-piece, hit the targets, get more damage, right? Nothing new there. We are using 4 pieces of that. If we take a look at the first chest piece, I'm using Fenris because I am using an AR. I will go through the other options you can use there later. You can see we have the Vanguard talent, which is probably a talent you guys haven't seen me use, but it makes the shield invulnerable for 5 seconds, which is actually super good because you use the shield and you can just tank anything for 5 seconds, even in legendary. And on top of that, it grants 45% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds with a cooldown of 25. So with that, I think we straight go to the stats priority. We're gonna go 6 blues to get the maximum amount of armor from Vanguard. On top of that, I would recommend you, if you can, to actually expertise your armor pieces, which I usually don't do, but in this case, it is pretty nice. Other than that, the rest is like taken from normal striker. We are gonna go critical hit chance and critical hit damage on the minor attributes. So make sure you get a crit ratio of 1 to 2. So anywhere between 50 to 60% crit chance, and then the rest in critical hit damage. The second piece is a Seska for the critical hit chance. But once again, you can see a new talent there as well, which is Galvanize. So applying a blind and snare, confuse or shock to an enemy grants 40% of your armor as bonus armor to allies within 20 meters of that enemy for 10 seconds. So once again, we are giving 40% bonus armor to your team on a 10-second cooldown. So you will basically be spamming the bonus armor. You can see the icon right there. That's the vulnerability, and then we can see the 20-second cooldown going down. In raid or countdown, you will also get the Vanguard bonus armor, but in normal group, only your teammates will get it. For Galvanize, we can use shock. So Elmo will apply it, as you can see. We can also use foam, so the foam chem launcher is really good. But as you can see, the pieces we are using are really hard to get because I am not using the named pieces. I am using Seska and Fenris to get that damage. But since those pieces come with a red roll, it makes it insanely hard to get them because you need to get double crit and then also the talent. Same on the backpack. You need to get double crit, which you can see I don't even have. I have headshot damage, which would be the second best thing. And then the talent, right? So you roll the red core to blue. You can, of course, just run maybe 4 blues and 2 reds. That would give you more damage, and you will still give your teammates pretty good bonus armor, which is especially useful if nobody else is running these talents. But if we do take a look at the backpack, there is a named one that is extremely good when it comes to this build. And that is Lavoisier, because this one gives you 50 bonus armor instead of 40. On top of it, like the big thing, especially in countdown or raid, is that it increases the radius to 30 meters instead of 20. So that is a really good thing to use, but you would lose, in this case, either the 8% crit chance or the 10% from Fenris. So yeah, for me personally, if I want to run it more damage oriented, I will just go with Seska. Same thing when it comes to the chest, you do have the name Pointman, which does give you 5% total armor, which is great to increase that. But the talent itself only gives you 5% more bonus armor and the rest is the same. So if I could choose, I would definitely skip the Pointman. And if you want to go a bit more supportish, I would go with the Lavoisier because it will have a greater impact. But you could use both if you really want to. It's definitely easier to get. Fenris or Seska, or I would recommend to use Grupo for that damage. And when it comes to guns here, you can use whatever you want, right? But Elmo is a really good gun. And on top of that, you have the shock ammo that does synergize with Galvanize. I do really like that combo because, yeah, I mean, skill-wise, you are using a riot foam, and make sure you actually mod it with a +1 ammo here, so you have 2. So I mean, you will be using riot foam a lot, mainly to trigger Galvanize, but sometimes you will just have Elmo triggers alone, which is amazing. And then second gun, I use Lifty. Easy to build up the striker stacks, but we also have perfect sledgehammer, which will increase the damage taken by 20%. And this will work for the whole group. The tooltip is actually wrong. And I mean, if you can also always use an orbit in case you can get an easy way to get the crit chance and crit damage here, right? You will actually be dealing quite a lot of damage. Since blues are so good, this patch, you will get a lot of damage here. You can see I almost have 2 million armor. So let's just say I have 2 million armor. And this talent alone will give me 50 headshot damage. And of course, you can use hazard protection to get 37.5. When the stamp tier is at 5, you will have 4 at the start though. Could use loaded up, or you could use extra padding for that 25% protection from elite when you hit tier 5, which is easy because you will start at 4, as you can see right here. And yeah, I mean, I uploaded gameplay before when I played this, and I did out damage the people that I was playing with, even though I was supporting them at the same time, and I was soaking so much aggro. And that was actually before, when my build was way worse. So now it should have more damage. I do have a video on that on my second YouTube channel. But how does this compare to like a normal striker though? Like, compared to a 6 blue striker, it's not that big difference when it comes to damage actually. Yes, you will lose obliterate, and you will lose the backpack, which whatever you use, memento or whatever. But it's not actually that big of a deal in terms of damage loss. But of course, if you compare it to a 6 red striker, you are probably dealing like half the damage or like a little bit less maybe. But this will do pretty good damage, and it's a really fun way to support while also doing damage. But of course, if you want to fully support, I would recommend to check out the video I made about the support builds last week. But I truly do recommend you guys to test this build out, because I know a lot of you guys are playing like 6 blues, a lot of you guys playing striker. I mean, if you're doing that, then this build in particular will not lose you much damage at all. And you also combine this with Survivalist. I mean, you don't have to, but you're gonna put them on status effect. So this will also give your teammates 10% bonus damage to targets with status effects. On top of that, you have the armor kit, which also affects your teammates, right? So you heal them. You also have the 10 increased protection from elite, making you even tankier. And especially if you combine that with extra padding, that gives you 25% at tier 5, it will put you at 35. And yeah, I mean, going from 25 to 35 is actually pretty huge in terms of effective HP. Those 10% are gonna be more worth than the first 10%, right? The closer you get to the cap, the better it gets, basically. Then we also have the flame grenade, which is super easy to trigger sledgehammer with. But like, as you can see right here, let's say there's a big boss here. We toss the grenade, shooting my Elmo, and they are burning, and I just swap to sledgehammer, and boom, it gets triggered and swap back. Like, you can literally do that super fast. Like, as long as the flame grenade is burning, you will burn them. So you don't have to time it. Like, you don't have to spend time having it out. Just like, as soon as it starts burning, pull it out and pull it back in, right? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, honestly, I just wanted to make a separate video for this build because I have been using it a lot, especially if you watch my Sabaton for Countdown, even Legendary. And I did finally get some really good pieces that some viewers actually got me. I mean, this one is god roll. Just gotta roll it. And then this Seska is almost god roll. I will take the headshot damage over crit damage. If you take a look at the stats, not min-max or anything. 58% crit chance. I think we can get that from the chest. 129.6 critical hit damage. So yeah, looking pretty good. And eventually expertise the gear up to like 2 million armor. But with that said, if you're interested in more Division 2 videos like this, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next YouTube video.